end product of human evolution. I was reading Arvindo's life behind it.
Okay. When we say be ourselves,
You see,
and I'm not
be,
suggesting...
I know what parts of speech. To implies some action. To be. It implies some sort of a movement, some sort of a doing there. So what I mean by that is a complete, total stopping of all movement. Becoming, you see, and being are the same movements. To be was being, you see, and becoming, all these Vedantins talk here. So being also is a movement away from yourself. I don't know if we are getting into the field of metaphysics.
No, but we're defining what we mean
Yes.
by oneself.
You see, the movement that is there is always in the direction of changing something there. So you are this because you want to be that. What you see here is the opposite of what you want to be or what you would like to be. So independent of that, you have no way of knowing what is here. It's very difficult to transcribe this. You see, I point out the transcribers have a lot of trouble. You know.
In being also there is no change.
Being.
Yes, there is no change.
Do you have to do anything?
But you say that there is no way of you knowing like what.
There is no way of knowing anything about yourself. Whatever you know is only the opposite of what you would like to be or what you want to be. So it is that creates what you see here.
Are you saying that the total absence
Of any movement, in any direction,
is yourself?
on any level,
Then that is
so
yourself.
what that is, you will never know. You have no way of knowing that at all. So what is there begins to express itself in its own way. That is the uniqueness that I am talking about. Not that you will say to yourself and tell everybody that I am a unique individual. That's not what I mean. So that uniqueness has no parallel anywhere.
Erasing the ego.
I don't want to use those words, ego and I,
They know.
and self, Atman, and...
No, ego is not stilling my thought, killing the thought.
Killing your
that means
thought.
you are not thinking anything.
Killing your thought means killing yourself. You see, you can't be without thoughts. That's impossible.
As soon as the thought rises, that means you identify yourself. I comes in.
Yes, thought is the
That
I.
means that-
Thought is the I. Is there anything other than the thought there? See, you are making the distinction between thought and I.
Yes.
So thought is the I. There is nothing there other than the thought. Every time the thought is born there, what you call is I. What you call I is that thought.
And how does the thought rise?
That question has no answer because you don't know what thought is. Can you find out? We are all talking about thought. Is it possible for you to find anything about thought, look at thought, know anything about thought? I ask you a question, what is thought? What is thought? You tell me.
It's a recollection of your memory.
That is the thought, you see. It's a definition. Definition is the thought. So there is no thought independent of the definition. You can give 10 different definitions. So that is all the thought. There is nothing there other than the definition. What comes into your head is the definition, the answer to this question, what is thought? So what is there is only what is put in there. There is no answer to that question.
It's the wrong question.
It's a wrong question. All questions are.
Because the moment you ask a question, its thought is operating and asking
That's all.
its question,
So when
and there is no answer.
When this has understood, I don't know how else to put it, then see the thought is not there anymore. You are waiting for an answer either from outside or from inside. So any answer that you get is not your answer. That is the knowledge that I am talking about. Yes. So what is thought is just a noise to me, a jumble of words. What is thought? So since it has no answer, I know all the answers. I can say that thought is space, thought is time, thought is matter, thought is this, thought is that, and then go on. Why I say thought is space, thought is time, thought is matter. But what is thought has no answer, it is just a noise. When it knows that it has no answer, that question cannot stay there. So the definitions you give are not your definitions. From out of 10 definitions, you can create 100 definitions. And that you think is an originality of yours.
Is thought capable of coming to that realization?
Not of its own volition. No. There isn't a thing that you can do about it. That's all that I'm saying.
Stand on your
Not
toe.
a thing. Do what you like. Hang from the tree, stand on your head for 100 years, and sit there in one corner under a tree and allow the ant hills to grow around you. Not a chance. That is the reason why I say it is a causal, it has no cause. How it happened, I don't know. It just happened, you see.
Why doesn't it happen?
Huh? Why doesn't it happen? As long as I wanted it to happen.
Then it shouldn't have happened to you.
Huh?
It should not have happened to you because you wanted it to happen.
What happened? It just
Yes, he says after the sadhana you had this calamity, as you call it.
after seeing the uselessness and the absurdity and ridiculousness of all sadhanas of all and every kind.
Maybe this may be the result of the sadhana, you may not know.
Yeah, I know that, you see.
Okay.
That gives this,
I don't know.
if that gives the satisfaction,
One goes along.
that much I know. You see, because what you expect out of sadhana and what this is, they are totally unrelated. Yes.
One can go along, and because of their conditioning, either from India or the West or from Jupiter or wherever,
Yes.
they begin to want to find answers to problems that are imposed on them by the culture.
Yes.
And so the time comes when you see the
That very
stupidity,
Yes. Very wanting
is the
to
resistance.
free yourself from the
Yeah.
conditioning
Yes.
creates the problem.
Right.
Very wanting.
The very sitting down and trying to.
Very want to be free from your conditioning prevents the possibility of being yourself.
And so you come to that fact.
You come to that fact. Not expecting something to
To
happen.
happen.
Not expecting something to happen.
Because you see that nothing can happen
Nothing can happen. Nothing will.
that is valid
That's-
or is not.
There is no. You come to a point where you see nothing can happen. You see, there is a slight difference. Nothing can happen is not the exact situation there. Nothing is to happen. Let me put it that way.
Nothing is to happen.
Nothing is to happen. I don't know if it is grammatically correct, but anyway, it's all right. There is nothing to happen.
Which rules out all the possibilities of
All
hope.
the possibilities
Of hope and all the subtleties of
hope, hopelessness, despair,
all of that.
all that. So, or even the whole existentialist philosophy that is built on the foundation of despair, you see, collapses. It is not an existentialist situation at all. can't see how anybody can make any system out of this. I can't see. It will be a miracle. But they try to fit me into some sort of a framework and say this is it. You see, it is similar to this, similar to that.
He belongs to the clan of...
Clan. You see,
Yeah.
they have to put me in a pigeonhole. Otherwise,
That's what the mind is.
yes. They can't leave me alone, you see. You can't put me in any particular pigeonhole. Let the bird just fly. Don't cage him, you see. Huh? Don't put him in any cage.
It's a rare bird that flies.
Not that I say to myself that I'm a rare bird, I'm just using this simile, that's all.
Yes.
This cannot be used as a means to achieve or attain or accomplish something. Because this rules out all achievement business, except the material achievements.
It might turn someone around. Hmm?
But how? I can't see. You can be yourself, you see, you know. So that is the understanding that I'm talking about. When I have no part to play in that at all. I'm certain about it, you see. I'm not at all responsible for anything that will happen there. Hmm? So when there is an understanding of what is being said here, so what I'm talking about, what is being said sounds very Krishnamurtian, you know,
We have to talk.
mystifying.
We have to communicate.
Yes. So what I'm saying, you see, when there is an understanding of what this is all about, then you see it will express itself. It will be yours, and it will be something new. Nobody, you see, will have said that, you see, in that way before you.
Is this why between all these various people that have this experience,
Yes.
there is no parallel communication between them
That's
and similarities?
Yes.
They all seem like they're in common.
It is others who see the similarities and write books about them. Comparative study, compare and contrast. You see. Buddhism and Jainism, we used to answer those questions in our history books. So it's the headache of others. It's not my way.
And looking for any kind of continuity
Has no meaning.
has no meaning.
If this is not preserved, nothing will be lost for mankind. Nothing will be lost for mankind. But you see, they cannot but preserve this for their own reasons. As I very often say, if it is possible for all people who have come to know of me to bury with me all those memories, that would be the greatest day for mankind. But unfortunately, the memories are there. They will talk about me, you know. Remember me with great
Not
affection.
remembering, you're haunting. Even if we don't make an effort to remember, you come there.
That reputation I have built for myself. You are haunting me.
Even the Upanishad says, if you say that you know, that means you don't know. That is what Avijnatam Vijanatam, Jnanam Avijnatam. If you say that you know, that means you don't know.
If you say you don't know, that means you know. It's a play on words. You see, all
He
that...
says you will have to reject even Upanishads and other things after a certain stage. That won't help you. That is what our Upanishad also says. It will not help you to reach God. You will
What
have
for
to
it?
completely forget about it.
What's that?
Something like you got to reject the Upanishads. After a certain
Huh?
At what stage we have to reject the process?
At the very beginning. Why read them? First of all. There is no question of rejecting them. But it is all there in the air. It's there inside of you. You can't help it. Unfortunately. It's there. All that is, you are the product of all that.
You can't get away from that.
No.
Do you have any idea how a mad fellow is?
How a man?
I mean, how a madman's thoughts operating? I
Madman?
don't think like.
What makes you think that you are sane? That's exactly the way the madman's thoughts are functioning. No different.
Like they say, that
No, you see,
memory doesn't come and interfere.
the only difference is you have your own hallucinations and they have their own hallucinations. That's the
So
only
both have
that's the only difference. And you imagine that you see your thoughts and feelings, actions are all linked up together, but actually they are disconnected and disjointed things. If you tell this to the psychiatrist, he thinks that you are a cuckoo.
No,
But
with
thoughts
these
are not
characters, we have several people.
And he calls it schizophrenia.
Several people have the similar characteristics, so we think they were normal. So suppose today
We have accepted certain psychological norms. So by that definition, we are all, I suppose, sane people. And the others who have given up are insane. You are still struggling.
To give it up.
No, to fit yourself into the social framework. That's all. You are still in conflict. They have given up. Goodbye to the society. Can't do a thing. And here you see, I am not in conflict with the society. The society cannot be anything different. That seems to be the only difference, if at all there is any difference. It's very simple. The complex structure does not want to face this. Very simple this is.
So have you had any experience with drugs?
No.
But
I have known and talked to a lot of people.
I have heard certain experience with drugs. But
You have had?
Yeah,
Yes. Goodies or baddies?
good ones.
Only good ones.
I never went to any bad trips.
All good
All
trips.
good trips.
How many trips? Quite a lot.
No, about say 3, 4. I couldn't get them anymore, you see. That was the whole problem for me not to.
So you turn religious. Pursue the religious.
Like, I know.
leaving it obviously.
No, I had, like, it's very difficult.
What,
No, I
acid
think-
or
Acid.
hash?
No, acid. LSD.
There is.
But certain things, you cannot explain it to others also. Certain things, because you feel that they won't believe. Like, if I tell something.
Because they don't know what you are talking about.
What it is.
That's all.
So
So they
unless
must
a guy-
also have an experience similar to this, so that they can understand what you are talking about.
When we saw the stars, we felt as if they are falling on me.
Yes,
But if
exactly.
you tell it to somebody, they won't believe.
They can't understand.
And you just don't know like what is happening to you. There is not like what you say, like something should be there to do something for you. You feel void.
But sir, long time no see. Lot of engagements.
Unexpected visitors, unexpected relatives who have come, wanted to see someone where you are today.
Certain rhythm. And this blasts the whole thing. It is like an atomic explosion with a lot of fallout.
A lot of fallout.
Fallout is the visions, experiences, flushing out of all and every kind. You wouldn't believe that. What you go through, months and months. Centuries of contamination thrown out of the consciousness. Suddenly, lying there in your bed, you see, Yuji is not there. In his place, there is a seal with a human head, and I traced it to Greek mythology. I never heard of that thing. See, like you see, our Narasimha Avatar here, human body with a lion's head. So they are sealed with a human head, you know. In Greek mythology you have that.
What does that mean?
Huh?
I think this is a sea.
Yes, seal is a sea lion with a human head. So something else, you see, all kinds of crazy things happen to you. And if you fall for that and imagine that you are getting somewhere, you are lost. There is nothing to all those visions.
They're just all the imagination
Yes.
of human experience.
Infestations, you see, all that is thrown out completely. So that takes time, to throw out a whole lot. You don't have to do a thing about it.
Don't throw out water, you will be stuck up there.
No, you see, if you give some importance to those visions,
Just allow it.
they go, you see. Buddha consciousness, Christ consciousness, Krishna consciousness, they are all petty little experiences. They don't mean a thing. Suddenly, you start Krishna Vedanta business, Krishna consciousness movement. Because you experience Krishna there. You become Krishna, suddenly Buddha. The whole lot, thousands and thousands of gods, godlets, all that is thrown out of your consciousness. The rishis, innumerable number of them. So how this is transmitted from one generation to another generation, that is really a mystery. From one cell, the whole thing.
DNA.
Yes. Everything that man has felt and experienced before. Not only man, every form of life. The bird consciousness, you see, the animal consciousness, all that is part of your... Part of you. You are the... Yes, you are the sum total of all that.
All that evolution.
All that is.
You really wish that something should happen.
Huh? So this has no religious content, much less the mystical overtones or undertones.
What would you call a mystical experience?
As I was explaining this morning, it is within the same framework. The knowledge you have becomes part of your experiencing structure, not on the intellectual level only. It's part of you. It's absorbed by you through this experience. And so that awakens a sort of intelligence in you. And you experience from then on things differently, you look at things differently, you interpret things differently. That's all. You become a commentator of the text in a different way, in the light of your own experience. But that's worthless. It really doesn't mean anything.
But you also said that it is a preliminary kind of experience.
But there is no... If you are not stuck there and
Right.
ignore that,
Right.
and then move on from that watershed. But what happens after that is totally unrelated to that. Not a whiff of it, you see. There is absolutely no relationship whatsoever.
A new life. A new life, if you may call it. New
Something totally different, unrelated to anything you have known before. Anything you have experienced before. So in other words, it's not a new experience. What it is, you will never know. What it is not, you know.
So now do you know what you were before this calamity and what you
I
are
don't
now?
know, because I can't draw a line and say I was like that, I am like this today. you see. That is my difficulty.
But still you find something which is different from what you were before.
I don't find it. Others find the difference. You are like that, you are like this today. But here inside of me, I don't find any difference. I have to say I have always been the same. If that is so, why did you do those shoddy, horrible things before? That's your question. Why did you do all these sadhanas, practices, and why did you do all that?
Why did you marry?
Huh?
Yeah.
Why did you do it? I don't know. But I can't say that, you see. Inside of me.
Could you not stop it before the things?
Huh?
At that time you didn't have that will to undo those things, not do those things before doing those
No, but you see, before you reject anything, you must see what it is all about. Before I reject, you see.
You wanted to see what it is
And to the end. Go to the end, then exhaust it, finish it, and then throw it away.
Otherwise, it'll always be
Yes,
tempting.
you have not done the right thing, you have not, you see, given a chance to it, you see. Do it to the end, finish it to the end, and then throw it, reject it. No regret afterwards. Yes, you know all the experiences you experience. I have experienced everything, name it, supreme bliss, nirvikalpa samadhi, name it. But yet, you see, there was this, you see, the questioning mechanism, that it can't be that, you see. How can this be the ultimate? Still searching for the ultimate, something more, something more powerful than this, something more blissful than this, you see. This can't be it, you see. So now, when you arrive at that point, the whole thing is finished. There is nothing more than this, nothing. The demand for more and more is absent. Huh? The demand for more and more comes to an end. It's not there. It's not there.
So now it ends with that. No more you want to see anything better. I mean, more superior.
Yes. So you know what it is, you see. The known is very clear to you. How this mechanism is operating, what it can give you, what it cannot give you, you know.
Then I think you have come back to the origin of life. You are in a state.
I haven't moved away from that. That's all that I'm saying. I've always been there. So this movement has not led me anywhere except to believe that I was getting somewhere. That's all.
It is just a belief.
It's just a belief, a delusion, illusion. That I
You've
was
always
getting,
been on the right side.
always there. You see, I've not moved at all. After 49 years, what the hell have you been doing? You are where you were. Square. One.
Number one.
Number one, you are there. You haven't moved at all from there. You see, all this is nonsense, absolute gibberish. There is no mountain to climb, no mountain top, nothing. You see, no other side of the river, no river to cross. The boat you are using to cross this so-called river is a leaky boat.
You will get drowned.
You will sink.
It is already sunk.
Sink. Anybody who supplies you with these boats to cross over to the other side of the river, the other bank, they are all leaky and you
But
will
you should
sink.
invent some better boat.
What for? There is no river there, there is no other side.
There
That's
is
what
no
I am
river to
saying.
cross.
That's what I am saying. Why should I invent a new boat, lightweight, plastic boat that doesn't sink, a floating boat?
So this whole thing is bullshit. There is nothing to know.
That's the
Nothing
most
to
refined word that you can think of.
We thought it was appropriate that you were staying near the Bull Temple.
Full temple.
Pardon me.
And what are all these people trying and they want to know something, and you tell us there is nothing to know.
Where does that leave you? It's your problem.
I do not know. If there is something or you say that there is nothing.
Stop this, please.
That lovey-dovey business. It's thin air to begin with.
Hot air. Hot air.
Pull you tenderly